Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. I'm Carshénah with versefilmsproductions, and this is Screamtober. We're doing a video a day for 31 days up into Halloween. Let's see if your favorite is on the list. Let's go. 28 weeks later, debuted in 2007, rated R, with a runtime of 1 hour and 40 minutes. The zombies are back, and they're coming to get you. The premise of this sequel is 6 months after the rage virus was inflicted on the population of Great Britain. In the first movie, 28 days later, the U.S. Army helps to secure a small area of London for the survivors to repopulate and start again. But not everything goes according to plan. Stars Jeremy Renner, Idris Elba, Robert Carlyle, Rose Byrne, Imogen Poots, Harold Perrineau, Catherine McCormack, and McIntosh Muggleton. Danny Boyle's 2002 groundbreaking horror film 28 Days Later single-handedly reinvigorated the zombie movie, and as such, it was only a matter of time before the highly acclaimed production spawned a sequel. How do you top a film that came to redefine the game itself, and in the 5 years between, make something fresh? Not so easy. Boyle could not direct, committed to a new project, but stayed on as a producer, while Juan Carlos Fresnadillo, a Spanish filmmaker with only one feature-length film to his name, took the helm in his first English-language project. What Fresnadillo did was tap into Boyle's original vision and basically run with it, but amped up the action, creating a much more fast-paced film that is relentlessly tension-filled as it should be, and manages to craft a sequel that many regard as equal to the first. A lot of great films use their opening shot to set a hook, with the best creating iconic imagery that have come to define the film itself. Think of Steven Spielberg's Jaws in 1974 or Quentin Tarantino's Inglourious Basterds in 2009, each establishing with sensational storytelling, power, the tone of their stories, and the villain who will drive the narrative. The same goes for Fresnadillo's 28 Weeks Later, a master stroke of slow burn to madness that sets, like the others, the tone and makes clear that the monsters are back. What makes his sequences work is at its core. It's a no-frills, old-fashioned, electric zombie siege sequence, the kind you rarely find in a Resident Evil world of pyrotechnics and overshot action. But Fresnadillo combining that with an interest in exploring the realistic, uncompromising reality of decisions one might have to make in this world to survive in a way that catches you unprepared and unready in the way the best moments like it do. It realigns your expectations to something more adult, bleaker, and there's a serious argument to say this is the single best zombie attack sequence in the history of cinema. Electric, visceral filmmaking. Being chased has got to be an unbearable stress, and to be so by a flood of infected has got to be unimaginable. A carefully created setup that deliberately stages a 3-act narrative to begin a larger story. With barely a word spoken, we get a main character, a conflict, and an escape, each molding our expectations for what's to come. It's a great movie. The flesh-eating infected and appearance deliver the goods, with plenty of screams, shocks, and tension. The horror moments are compactly made and fast-moving, terrifying and astonishing frames of deserted streets create a creepy mood in London without people totally uninhabited. This was all too real in our very own existence in the real world during the coronavirus coronavirus pandemic in 2020, life starting to imitate art a little too closely. Somewhere near the beginning of the film is a scene that goes from zero to psycho in about 2 seconds flat. The beginning of 2004's Dawn of the Dead also had a wildly chaotic kickoff scene, but unlike that film, which was a great film to laugh through while chomping on your popcorn, this film is no laughing matter. This is a film about survival and what you would do to survive. When there is on-screen violence, there is absolute shock and horror. Scene after scene shows ordinary people placed in impossible situations from which they cannot escape. This time, of course, there now are 2 implacable predators out there hunting them down. The rage virus from the first film and the military, which is attempting to maintain control of any outbreak, but is willing to visit unspeakable horrors upon innocent people if they cannot keep that control. Postscript. If you had ever wondered why the rest of the world was not affected by this virus, consider the geographically isolating nature of the British Isles and the extremely short incubation period of this virus. But stay through the end of the credits to see that the virus has found its way to France, but we know not how exactly. In the House, in a Heartbeat, written and performed by John Murphy, courtesy of XL Recordings. This iconic sound that weaved throughout was just as terrifying as you saw the crazed, infected zombies come at its prey with the perfectly timed score. With each rise in the music, you either saw someone run and look back, or you saw the chaos the zombies were inflicting. 28 months later is the 3rd installment to this franchise. Overall, this tops our survival horror list in a major way. If you haven't seen this one in a long time, revisit it and watch how fast you make your escape plan for a future zombie apocalypse. Streaming on Tubi TV and Hulu. And to quote what Scarlett said in the movie, it all makes sense. They're executing Code Red. Step 1, kill the infected. Step 2, containment. If containment fails, then step 3, extermination. Catch you in the next one. Take care.